When I have a thought, I gotta let it out. It's a bright spot that I can't even doubt. My opinions, my point of view, even if things are a little chopped and screwed. So yeah, even if you disagree. So yeah, even if I'm not in your pedigree. So yeah, especially if you agree. So yeah, so yeah.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you're listening to it. Welcome to the So Yeah podcast with your girl, Caroline M. Diamond. I have been waiting to talk about this. I have been foaming at the mouth thinking about bringing this up on the podcast. And the entire podcast will be talking about this topic. And it is near and dear to my heart. I kind of mentioned it in like basically 20 episodes ago. And it needs a full episode. It needs a full episode. And the topic today is none other than the Jonas Brothers. First, I will never hear any slander on the topic of the Jonas Brothers. I won't. They write their own songs. They play instruments. They sound good. I will not hear no slander on the topic. I've loved them since the beginning. Since the beginning of time, even before they were like really famous, okay? And I actually have a story on the Jonas Brothers, and I cannot wait to retell this story one day on Jimmy Fallon. I mean, wherever, to the Jonas Brothers faces, because I will get an opportunity to do that. All right. So it is, I mean, this has to be like 2006. Yeah, 2007, something like that. So there was a girl at my dance studio who was years older than me, and her name was Lindsay Curley. Hey, girl. And she was one of like, I would say the first that I knew of pioneers of like MySpace music. Like she really was a MySpace music girly. So she knew all the bands and stuff. And so she discovered the Jonas Brothers back when they were nobodies. And, you know, I grew up in Maryland and they were like, I don't know, performing at the mall or something. You know how we used to perform at the mall. And Lindsay Curley went, and she said that there were like 10 people there, maybe not even. And she was talking to them after and convinced them to, after that performance at the mall, to come to our dance studio and sing for us. This is all true, by the way. I just want to make that clear. And so this was a Saturday. Like I grew up in a competition dance studio. So we were always like rehearsing on a Saturday. And these three boys come into our big studio and we're lined up at the front of the room. Like it's show and tell dance. You know what I mean? And we're sitting there like sweaty, like in our leotards and tights. All right. And I'm like 10 at the time, maybe 9, you know what I mean? And we're watching these boys sing. And of course, we don't know any of these songs. We don't know who the fuck these guys are. We don't know these people. And so the Jonas Brothers, I'm telling you the truth. The Jonas Brothers are playing in my dance studio to like, I don't know, 15 girls that are sitting down. We're all just like, cool. And then by the end, I was like, all right, this is pretty good. I like this. Da, 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 da. So it's like the end and we're like saying thank you and they're signing these autographs. And I remember because one thing that Caroline is the same person who I was sliding out of Char's womb that I am today. And I've always had my finger on the pulse. I've always had my finger on the pop culture of it all. And I remember telling them when they signed one of them, I said, listen, can I actually get a couple more? Because y'all are going to be famous one day. You guys are going to be really big. All right. So I knew. So last year for Christmas, I told my mom, I was like, Mom, like, where are those autographs? Because, like, I wouldn't have thrown it away. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And also, like, she wouldn't have thrown them away either. Like, my parents moved out of their my childhood house, like, in 2018. She's like, I wouldn't have thrown that out. And it's probably in one of your boxes somewhere. So I was like, Mom, like, please, like, can you find it for me? Like, I really need this. Like, I need to know that this still exists in my life, that I still have 3 copies of the Jonas Brothers signature. And for Christmas, she shows me, of course, I have receipts. Kevin, Joe, and Nick. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. And their signatures. I have it. I have 2 other copies as well. So when somebody tells me, I'm a fan of the Jonas Brothers, are you? Were you there? Were you there for Mandy? Because I was. And obviously from here, I'll just put this up. I'll place her up. And from here, I became obsessed with the Jonas Brothers. And low-key, everybody else became obsessed too. When they were on the Disney Channel and stuff, everybody started to like the Jonas Brothers, and I knew it, of course. I have seen them, I would say, 6, 7... Okay, how geriatric do you look? Like probably like 7 times live. And they are incredible. They put on such a show. They're probably my favorite band. Like I've said it in the past that like Haim is like one of my favorite bands. And then also the Jonas Brothers because I'm like really into threesomes. I've never had a threesome. Interested. Curious. But I'm into like threesome family groups. So it was par for the course for me to like Haim as well. And I just have been such a fan of the Jonas Brothers for so long. And so for Christmas, it just so happened that like this second day that I was there, they were playing in Maryland, and my mom surprised my sister and I with tickets because obviously my sister was obsessed too. We used to make t-shirts. Obviously, we were midnight premiere t-shirt wearing making girlies. And one time I remember we saw their show in Hershey Park, and I believe it was hold on, let me check my notes of the things. Oh, it was definitely Lines, Vines, and Trying Times album. It was definitely that. And we were in Hershey Park, and we were obviously up in the rafters because obviously. And on our shirts, we had this string of lights and the battery pack in my pocket. So it lit up. And it really did light up. Like, we were illuminated. And so I am a true Jonas Brothers fan. And when you think of the Jonas Brothers, everybody has their picks, right? Everybody has their favorites. I'm a Nick girl. I'm a Joe girl. Poor Kevin. You know, there's not a lot of Kevin girls, but he's having a resurgence. I really believe in that. I have, since day one, been a Joe girl. I have been a Joe girl since the beginning, the dawn of days, okay? I have. I've loved him through the Flatiron era. I loved him through Camp Rock, even though those dance moves were terrible. Terrible. You watch that back, you're like, yuck. I loved him through, when he went solo. I loved it through DNCE. Like, those songs are good, okay? He is just that my man, and my short king. I'll do it. I'll throw all my heels out the fucking window for that man. I'll do whatever it takes. I love Joe. I've been a Joe girl. See that man right there? Center frame. Joe girl till I fucking die. All right. And if we're thinking about, I've got to pull up my handy dandy Spotify. If we're thinking about the albums, honestly, like the best album, honestly, is self-titled Jonas Brothers album, because you have all the hits on here. And I think one of my top songs of Jonas Brothers is That's Just the Way We Roll. When I hear bam, 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 it like I'm fucking feral for these guys. I mean, on this self-titled Jonas Brothers album, they have SOS, hit. Hold On, hit. Good Night and Goodbye, hit. That's Just the Way We Roll, We know that's a hit. Hello, Beautiful. I mean, Still in Love with You? Yes. Australia? Yes. Games? Yes. When You Look Me in the Eyes? Yes. Inseparable? Yes. Just Friends? Yes. Hollywood? Amazing. Take a Breath? Of course. That's the album. Every song is a banger, 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 banger. 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 Okay. And I like the first album. I went to their tour a couple years ago that was basically like their eras, and they sang like every fucking song, and it was amazing. I originally knew I was going to go to the LA show that was at Dodger Stadium. And so I already had tickets for that, but I happened to be on the East Coast, at the same time / in New York. And my sister got me tickets to the show at Yankee Stadium, which it was amazing. We were literally like 3 rows from the back, but I don't care. Also, side note, if you're looking for a good chicken tenders and fries, which we're always out to see it, Yankee Stadium has the best chicken fingers and fry combo. It comes in a bucket. Fuck it. So the show was so amazing. And side topic, there's like an intermission in the show. And who was there at the intermission? This special guest? My husband, Jimmy Fallon. I literally, I can't even put into words that experience and the fact that I was there. It was incredible. Okay. So if I'm looking at, their albums, I love the It's About Time album. The Year 3000's on there, which, did you know that Year 3000 is actually a cover? It is. I love Mandy. And then we have the self-titled album, and I love A Little Bit Longer as well. That's where Burning Up is. Love Bug. I love Pushing Me Away. Pushing me away. Every last word, every single thing you say. Tonight's also an amazing song. I love BB Good. I do. Then we have the Vines, and Trying Times album, which that is like the silliest fucking name ever. I know they regret that. And I love this album because they were like trying different sounds and different energy. But I love Paranoid. Fly With Me still makes me cry. I can't even think about it. Before the Storm. What did I do to your heart? Love. Black Keys, like, I love it, but I also like hate it. It like just makes me cry, and like it just brings up all the diabetes that I thought that Nick Jonas was gonna die from, because I didn't know anything about diabetes up until that point. I thought that Nick Jonas was gonna die on us, and he didn't. So amazing. I love Much Better, and then they dismember because Nick decided to be a little asshole. Which I still think he's an asshole. I mean, obviously I love them, but Nick is a dick. Nick the dick, you know what I mean? And I bet he has I'm sorry, I think he does. And so they go and they do their own stuff. And I do really think that like Nick's solo music is good. Like, I've listened to all of his albums. Honestly, an underrated album, self-titled album, not self-titled, but solo album from him is the Spaceman album. Like, there are so many good songs on that album, and it made no noise, okay? So then they get back together and they do the Happiness Begins album, and that's where Sucker comes from. Love. I love Only Human, and my sister and I love Don't Throw It Away. Don't throw it away. This time, just make a little time to think, but don't throw it away. It's too high. This time, just hoping you could think of me. It's so good. Like, there's so many good songs on this album. And then honestly, the name, the album, it was good, but I mean, I love Sail Away. Vacationize is good. Waffle House is good. I like Montana Sky too. And I have to say, their latest album, the Greetings from Your Hometown album, I only saved like 2 songs. It wasn't for me. I like the song Backwards the most. But going to their tour, it was like around Christmas. So they sang a couple Christmas songs. You make every day feel like it's Christmas. Never gonna stop. Hey, it was good. It was amazing. I love their Christmas songs. So anyway, I'm a fan of the Jonas Brothers. I always will be. I will not be shamed for loving the Jonas Brothers. I am not, though, the girl that would go to like 16 shows in one tour cycle. I think anybody of that caliber of super fan is fucking weird. I do. First of all, how do you have the money to do it? I've talked about it before. How the fuck do you have the money to do that? And also second, like, there's so much music out there that, like, you should not be going to see the same people 16 times in one album cycle. It's fucking weird. It's fucking loser behavior, I have to say. I'm sorry, it is. But I will not be shamed for liking the Jonas Brothers. One time I went on a date with a guy, and this was like during COVID when there was no concerts, and we really like bonded over like music and our love of music. And he was like, yeah, you know, I'm so desperate to go to a concert. Like, I didn't even see the Jonas Brothers. And I was like, I love the Jonas Brothers. And he was like, ugh, you do? And I said, no second date. Actually, I think it was like our third date, but like, no fourth, because what you're not going to do is shame the Jonas Brothers on my watch. You will not. You fucking will not do it because they have talent. And a lot of these bitches out here don't have talent. And you know what? These brothers do. Okay? And that's all I'll say on the topic about the Jonas Brothers. And I would love to tell this story one day to the Jonas Brothers faces. I would love for it to be on camera so I could see their live reaction. But I will meet them one day. It would even be amazing if I danced for them one day. That would be, I actually think I would, I actually don't know if I should do that because I think I would probably like throw up on myself. Like if I saw Joe Jonas in front of me, I think I might die. I'm being dramatic, but I'm serious. I would probably be in a coffin. I welcome it. I love it. And I'm going to keep seeing them live. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening, watching, wherever you're consuming this content. I really appreciate it. And if I lost you at the Jonas Brothers, then you lose me entirely. And then you can't have any part of me if you don't like the Jonas Brothers, even a skosh, even a whittle bit, okay? Even a whittle bit, okay? Because I love them and you should too. They make great music. Without further ado, I'll see you next time. So yeah.